Jiggy cat on a damn killer spree. This is Nagato, and you can't mimic my energy. 100 round drum and be hanging like a centipede.
Yo, what's up everyone, it's me Nagato and welcome back to my channel. For today we're going to be taking a look at the PlayStation Vita as well as the PlayStation TV, and I'm going to teach you guys on how to view / dump and as well back up your console ID on your device. Now what I want to state before I get into the actual video itself is some prerequisites and some key information that I think is good to know while doing this process. First things first, I want to state what is an IDPS, and IDPS, also is known as a console ID for the PlayStation Vita, is a unique 16-byte value that contains console specific information such as the following. So from the first and second byte, it represents the company code. Usually retail models would not have this. I'm pretty sure that development units will have this information. The third and fourth byte represents the product code, which I think is the region of your device, and the fifth and sixth byte represents the product subcode, and the seventh and eighth byte represents the factory code. Note, I got all of this from the Source PlayStation Dev Wiki, and I will have that in the link in the description down below if you're a developer or you just want to learn more information about this. But with all of that getting out the way and just giving a general synopsis of what is a IDPS or console ID, we're going to go into the prerequisites, and I'm going to state everything you'll need for this video. Of course, just like any of my other videos, everything will be in the link in the description down below as well as a pinned comment. So first things first, you need a modded PlayStation Vita that is already hacked in some shape or form. So whether if you're using Henkaku, H-Encore, H-Encore 2, Trinity, or Henkaku Enzo, as long as your device is modded in some shape or form and you can run unsigned code, then you're good to go. This does work from version 3.60 firmware all the way up to 3.73. So if you between those firmwares and got a modded system, you're good. Also you need VitaShell 2.2 or just any version of VitaShell. I'm using the latest version, which is 2.2 as I'm recording this video. You also need a Wi-Fi connection just to download the files we need for today. Either you can use FileZilla FTP client or WinSCP if you want to transfer your files that way, or if you're going to be using a USB charging cable like me, you could go ahead and transfer your files that way. Additionally, we're going to be needing two prerequisites for today, which is the applications on how we're going to be dumping our stuff. So we're going to be using vita-CID.VPK, which allows the end user to dump their console ID as a .bin file, and we're going to be using a application called ConsoleID version 1.0, which allows the end user just to view the 16-byte console ID on screen. With all of that getting out the way, we're going to go ahead and go to the PC as well as our PlayStation Vita and get this set up. So I'll meet you guys there. Alrighty, at this point, assuming that you did follow all the prerequisites as I stated in the intro, we're ready to go and get started on the Vita side of things first. So I'm already assuming that your device is modded in some shape or form. I am on 3.60 firmware, and I will showcase that really quick by going into settings. So if I go into settings and scroll all the way down to system information, you can see that I am on 3.60 firmware. Note, you could do this on 3.73 if you're using like H-Encore 2, or if you're on 3.70 you can use Trinity. But regardless, what we're going to do is go ahead and launch VitaShell. I'm already assuming if you already had a modded device, then you already have VitaShell already installed. If not, I will have a guide on how to do that in the link in the description down below. But what we're going to do now is go ahead and get started on transferring our files. So right now what I'm going to do is hit start on my device. Now if you're going to be transferring files over via with FTP, then you could go ahead and select this. Make sure your Wi-Fi is on before doing this, but since I'm going to be transferring my files directly onto my SD to Vita memory card, I'm going to select USB mode, and then I'm going to hit select on the screen, and it's going to say that my USB is connected. So right now I was recording on my Vita, so you may not have like seen the actual thing say USB connected, but you should have heard the PS Vita Connect from my PC. Regardless, what we're going to do now is go to our PC and get everything downloaded. So I'll meet you guys for that. Alrighty, assuming that you did follow all of the steps on the Vita, and now that you have your device connected from your PC to your Vita, if you're using a USB cable like me, what we're going to do is go ahead and download all of the necessary files that we need for today's video. So first things first, go ahead and open up your web browser. All of the links will be in the pinned comment once again, or in the link in the description down below. But what we're going to do is go ahead and download the vita-CID.VPK. This program allows you to dump your CID as a .bin file. So all you got to do is just click this to download it. Next thing what we're going to do is use ConsoleID displayer, and or also known as vita-ConsoleID. This application, as it says here, just displays the PlayStation's unique console identification string. So this is just how the little application looks, and if you want to read more about like the samples of how it looks in terms of different basically devices with their product codes and stuff, I will leave this down in the GitHub. But what we're going to do is go into the releases, download this VPK, and now you're basically done. Additionally, before we get started on transferring these files over to our device itself, what I do want to state, if you're wanting to learn more about like what is a PS code and additionally what is a console ID more in depth, I will have both of these dev wiki websites for you guys to read as a supplemental reading. But regardless, what we're going to do now is go into our downloads folder and take both of these VPKs, so VitaCID.VPK and ConsoleID.VPK. We're going to transfer them into the root of our USB. So all we got to do is simply just drag and drop them to the root of our USB. I already have both of these files here, and now what we got to do now is go to the PlayStation Vita, install these VPKs in VitaShell, and we're good to go. Note, if you're doing this in FileZilla FTP client, all you have to do is type in your Vita's IP address and then the port as 1337, and then just transfer them over to the UX0 partition. But assuming that you guys got it transferred over, let's go to the Vita and get this set up. Alright, so as of right now, we're back into VitaShell. One thing you'll notice right off the back, my VitaShell background is a different color since I had to use my other PlayStation Vita, since my other one that I was originally recording on was having some technical difficulties. But regardless, what we're going to do is install our two VPKs located in the UX0 file partition, and then we're going to get that installed onto this device. So right now, I'm going to scroll all the way down to PSTV.VPK, and we're just going to install that here. And then once we have that, we're going to also install the Console ID version 1.0 VPK. Luckily, these two VPKs are not large in size at all, so they're very easy to get through with them, unlike some other stuff. So right now, I will be pretty much done with the installation, and then we're going to go back into live area and check these files out. So let me go hit the home button. Let me scroll out from here, and you can see this is my other Vita, my Japanese orange one. But voila, what we're going to do is open up VitaCID, and we're going to launch the application of this program. So all you got to do is hit X on it. And right now it will take a little while for our CID to dump as a .bin file. Just wait for it to do its thing. Right now you'll see my console ID on the screen. I will have this portion blurred out so you won't be able to see my console ID since you know, it's private information. But where I will do really quickly is go into VitaShell, go ahead and hit yes, and in the UX0 folder, if I scroll all the way down, you'll see here, I just passed it, the ConsoleID.bin has just generated, and you can see from the time I'm recording this, it just generated at 3:17 p.m. and it's now 3:18. This is our ConsoleID.bin. So if you want to go ahead and back this up, whether onto like, you know, another USB drive or to a cloud server, you know, provider like Google Drive or anything like that, this will be a good time. You know, you could utilize that for your console ID. But another thing what I want to show here is the second application, which is Console ID, and let me just go ahead and launch it. I'll be hitting X really quickly, and so you won't see like my full 16-digit byte of my console ID. But you can see here that this is my product code for my particular Vita. This is my orange Vita from Japan, and you can see here it's flash to Kex retail, and my subcode is the 2000 model, which is the slim. But yeah, essentially this is how you can view your CID really quickly on the screen. Additionally, I showed you guys in today's video on how to dump your IDPS as well. With all of that getting out the way, please feel free to leave a like if you did like this video. But with that being out the way, my name is Nagato, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Hey everyone, it's me, Nagato's Revenge here. Hope you guys did enjoy today's video. With that being out the way as well, I highly do recommend that y'all guys go ahead and follow my social media so you never miss any of the latest hacking guides and tutorials on my channel by subscribing to me and hitting that notification button as well. It's another method on how you will know when I drop my latest content, whether it be for the Vita, PS4, PS3, and such and so forth. As well, if you want to be in the mix of things and you want to join my official community, you can join via the link right now showcased on the screen and join my Discord that way. And if you do want to support my channel in any shape or form, you could become a patron. I will have a card right now. But with all of that getting out the way, hope you guys really did enjoy this video, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.